Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Fabio, and today we're going to be looking at how we can create that illusion of depth during our camera movements. So in our last video, we imported this multi-level background, right? So we have 4 layers and 4 pegs, which we can animate separately. So let's go over a couple camera movements. We'll zoom in first, and then we'll try a camera pan. Let's get into it. So go here to the timeline where it says layers and do camera. It shows up here, and before, just like everything, we want to add a peg to this because we want to animate movement. Let's click this little icon here. Boom, now we have a peg. Let's keyframe it. Awesome, so now we're ready to zoom in. So usually with a camera, if we just put a keyframe here on frame 60 and then I zoom the camera in, you might say this is done, right? If we put a tween and we press play, boom, the camera zooms in. You're like, great, Fabio, great tutorial, right? But if we notice, everything is moving at the same speed. It just looks like I'm zooming in on a flat image. So what we want to do is create an illusion of depth, right? This tree is closer than this house. This tree is closer than these trees in the back. They'll behave in different ways. So in real life, things in the foreground that are closest to the camera move faster than things that are in the background. Let's add that effect now to each one of these layers. Let's start in the foreground. Frame 60, I'll keyframe it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale it up quite a bit, so make it as quite big, right there. Okay, so now if we play it, right, the tree's coming at you a lot quicker than everything else, but we can do even more. So the midground, we're also gonna scale it up, but not as much as our trees. Let's scale it up just a little bit. Not too much, and I guess you just kind of have to eyeball this. Let's do the same thing for our background. So we scale it up a very tiny bit. You may not even notice the difference. That's how little. And even our way background, we don't even need to touch this because the change is going to be so slight that you won't even notice. Now let's play it. And that looks great. You can really see the difference, right? Before, when we just scaled in the camera, this doesn't look like a flat image anymore. You can feel the depth. The same principles can apply when we go into our camera pan. So I already set it up. In the camera is moving to the right? So when we play it, we have our flat image moving to the right. Nothing special. So let's add some depth. Everything is moving, the camera's moving to the right, but the trees, the house, they're moving to the left. So instead of scaling up our foreground elements more, all we're gonna do is move them quicker than the rest. So let's go to our foreground tree, and let's just move it to the left by a few more frames. There you go. Right, so now it's moving faster than everything else. So let's go, same with our midground now. We're gonna move it, but not as much, just like when we scaled it. So let's move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be good, maybe a little less. Right, we're already getting that nice depth. And then our background, we can move it maybe just 1, 2. So when we play this, there you go. So this is like a parallaxing effect. It gives the illusion of 3D space, but we're actually looking at a 2D flat image. So that's all I have, guys. Hopefully you guys can use these tricks and add them in your scenes. It gets a little bit more difficult when you have characters walking around and moving with the background, but the principles are basically the same. So hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to answer them like always. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next video.